Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. My name is Muhammad SYAFIQ from the iFuture group, and right now our group will present our mini project called a Futsal court booking system. The team consists 4 group members including me, Muhammad SYAFIQ berhormat MARZUKI CB25053. Second is Muhammad RAZIQ AIRIEL CB25060, Chong CB25114, and last but not least Muhammad IMAN DANISH CB25051. Futsal Court online booking system was developed to improve the current manual booking process. At the present, customer need to make a booking through the phone call or messaging the manager. This traditional method is time-consuming, inefficient, and may lead to booking conflict. To solve the problem, we developed web-based booking system that allow customer to register, log in, check out availability, and make booking online based on their preferred date and time. Customer also can view, search, update, and cancel their booking conveniently. In addition, the system supports online payment using credit and debit card. Successful transactions are recorded automatically and payment confirmation are generated instantly. Overall, this system helps improve booking efficiency, reduce error, and provide a more convenient experience for the customer, staff, and business owner.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Mohammed Danish, and now I'll be presenting our context diagram. So the context diagram provides a view of how the actor interact with the system. So first of all, the customer, they send you registration, login, booking, and payment information, and in return, they will receive port availability, booking history, as well as confirmation notification. Second, we have the staff member. They log in to access booking record and payment verification details, and they also assist in processing new customer registration. Third, we have the payment gateway. The system sends a payment request to the gateway, and the gateway returns an authorization response to confirm or reject the transaction. Finally, the owner, they log in and receive booking and payment report to monitor the overall business performance. So in summary, the context diagram shows how these four entities interact with the system through specific information flows, giving us a clear picture of the system boundaries and responsibilities. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad RAZIQ AIRIEL bin Muhammad RIZALMAN. Today I'm going to talk about the use case diagram for our Futsal Court online booking system. The use case diagram has 4 actors, which are customer, gateway, staff member, and owner. For our use case, we have 7, which are manage registration, manage login, manage payment, manage booking, manage booking history, manage records, and manage reports. For the communication line, the customer has 5, which includes manage registration, manage login, manage payment, manage booking, and manage booking history. For the gateway, it only has manage payment. For the staff member, it also has 5, which is manage registration, manage login, manage payment, manage booking, and manage record. For the owner, it has 2, which are manage login and manage records. This is the manage registration sequence diagram. First of all, the actors that are included are customer and staff member. We have registration UI, registration controller, and customer file. First of all, the customer enters the personal details, which then are validated into validate personal details, and that is stored in the customer file. Then a staff member will be issuing the membership. After that, the membership detail is sent, which then in turn into membership card, and then it will be displayed to the customer. For the alternative flow, if the customer inputs invalid information, it will then send error message where the customer have to re-enter personal details, and then it will go back to the basic flow. Next is the manage login sequence diagram. The actors are customer, staff member, and owner. The customer, staff member, or owner enters the login details, where the login I will then send it to the login controller, and then it will be validated and then sent to the customer file, where it will ensure the details are matched in the customer file. Then it will send the confirmation and being redirect, and then it will redirect the customer, staff member, or owner to the appropriate dashboard, and then they will give them system access that are appropriate to their roles. For the alternative, if the actors input invalid information that isn't in the customer file, it will send error message, and then the actor have to re-enter the login details, which then will go to back to basic flow. The second alternative is where they leave a blank field. There will be the send notifications where they will have to re-enter the login details again. Then it will go back to its basic flow.
Hi, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon, everyone. Today I'll be presenting the sequence diagram for the managed booking use case in our Futsal Court online booking system. This diagram shows how the customer, the system, and the databases interact with each other when a booking is made. Let's start with the basic flow. The customer begins by entering their login details into the booking UI. The system will then validate the login, and once successful, they will display the booking page. From here, the customer select whichever booking function they need, whether that's adding, editing, deleting, viewing, or searching a booking. Once they are done, they click confirm, and the system completes the booking process. Okay, now let's look at the alternative flow. Starting with adding a new booking, the customer will then enter the date, duration, and code they want. The booking controller then sends a request to verify availability. It checks the clock file, which is D2, for clock status, and the booking file, which is D3, for date and duration. Once everything checks out and the slot is confirmed as available, the customer will click Add Booking, the system saves the booking, and the record is inserted into D3. But what if something is not available? That's where the exception flows come in. If the date is unavailable, the system notifies the customer and they simply pick a new one. The system will reject D3, same thing for the duration. The customer then select an alternative and the system verifies it again. If the code itself is taken, the customer chooses a different code and it is rejected. In all three cases, the flow loops back to the availability check until a valid option is found. Alright, this is just the continuation for the alternative one. Okay, for the exceptional flow part, since it doesn't fit into the same slide, I have to put it in another slide. Alright, moving on to deleting and editing. For deletion, the customer selects an existing booking and then clicks delete. The controller will then send a remove request to D3, the record is deleted, and the booking file is updated. For deleting, the customer selects a booking, clicks edit, and modifies the detail. The system will then re-verifies the new date, duration, as well as the code. And then, just like in the add flow, if everything is available, the customer will then save the changes. D3 is then updated with the new booking information. This is the exception flow for the alternative 3, which is editing. For viewing and searching, it is much more straightforward. When the customer clicks view existing booking, the system will retrieve all their booking records from D3 and displays them. For searching, the customer will then enter a specific date into the search bar. The system queries D3 for booking on that date, and the matching results are displayed on screen. So to summarize, the managed booking sequence diagram covers 5 main iterations: adding, deleting, editing, viewing, and searching booking, all of which rely on real-time communication between the books controller, the code file, and the booking file to ensure accuracy and avoid conflicts. Thank you.
Now, I will explain the sequence diagram for the managed payment use case in our Futsal Court online booking system. This sequence diagram involves 5 participants, which are customer, payment page, payment controller, payment gateway, and payment file. The process starts with the customer select the booking that is still pending payment. The payment page sends the request to the payment controller to retrieve the booking detail. The payment controller then obtains the booking information and total payment amount, and the details are displayed to the customer. Next, the customer enter the payment detail and submit them through the payment page. The payment page forward the payment information to the payment controller for validation. At this stage, the system check whether the payment details are valid. If the details are invalid, the system enter the alternative flow, and the error message is displayed, and the customer is required to re-enter the payment details. The updated information is then submitted again and validated by the system. Once the payment details are valid, the customer confirms the payment. The payment controller sends the payment data to the payment gateway for the transaction process. If the transaction is successful, the payment controller update the payment record in payment file. The payment file return the confirmation that the record has been updated, and the system process to generate a payment confirmation for the customer. At this point, the booking status is updated to paid. However, if the payment gateway reject the transaction, the system enter the exception flow. A transaction rejected message is written, and the booking status remain pending payment because the payment recorded is not updated. The diagram also included the customer cancel payment scenario. If the customer decide to cancel the payment process, the system display a payment cancel message and the process end without updating any payment record.
Okay, so hello everyone. So for my session, I will be walking you through the manage report module for our Futsal Court online booking system. So I will start with the sequence diagram, which will map out exactly how the system will handle a money report request from the owner. So in this diagram, we have a primary actor, which is the owner, and the three main system file left lines with the report UI, report controller, and also the booking file. So the process will begin when the owner interacts with the system to require a report. So this will send a require report message to the report UI. Then the UI will then forward a generate report command to the report controller, and which will handle the core logic. Next, you will notice that our first alternative or the ARP frame, this will handle the input validation. If the owner inputs the invalid criteria, for example like the missing month, then the system will immediately return an error message to the UI. However, if the criteria are valid, then the controller will proceed to call the get booking history from the booking file database. So once the database responds, we will enter our second alternative frame with to handle the data retrieval outcomes. If no bookings were made during that specific month, then the system will catch this and send a no data message back to the UI to inform the owner. Okay, so if the data is successfully found, the system will move to the final execution phase. With the controller will run the internal process to format a report and save the report into the system storage. Finally, the controller will send the formatted report back to the report UI. We will display the finalized document to the owner, and this will ensure a smooth, error-proof flow from the owner initial click to the final on-screen report.
For the UI registration, here we have a display where it has a blue background and where you will have to create your account. You will have to input your details where it includes full name, email address, and then it will ask a password where then it will confirm the password 2 times. Then it will let you be registered into the system. For the login UI, it will ask you your email address and the password that you have registered into the customer file. If you don't have login details yet, you can go and register by clicking the register button. If you forgot your password, then you can press the reset button and then you will have to get confirmation and then you can reset back your password.
Welcome everyone. Today I'll be walking you through the UI of our CourtBook Futsal booking system. This system allows customers to manage their Futsal court booking. Starting at the top, we have the navigation bar, and just below the navigation bar, we have three tab buttons that represent the three main functions of the system, which are add booking, view booking, and search booking. Clicking any of these tabs switches the content below without reloading the page. Let's look at the first tab, which is the add booking. It is the default view when the page loads and is divided into two cards. The first card is booking detail. Here, the customer fills in three fields: date, start time, and duration. All three fields must be filled in before a booking can be confirmed. The second card is select card. It displays 6 futsal cards. Cards A through F. Each card shows the card name in bold blue, the card type, and a colored status badge. The green available badge means that it can be selected by clicking on that. A selected card will get a blue border highlight. The red unavailable badge, card C and card F, are grayed out and cannot be clicked. We have the action button at the bottom right corner. We have the clear button, which is at all field and deselect the court. And we have the add booking button, which function as to submit the booking if any of the field is missing. A warning alert appears at the top. On success, a clean confirmation message is shown. Now we'll be moving on to the view booking section. So if you click on the view booking tab, it will show all the booking that the customer has made. Each booking is displayed as a card row containing a date badge on the left showing date and month in blue, the court name and the futsal court level chip, the start time and duration as metadata, as well as the two action buttons on the right, a pencil icon to edit and a bit icon to delete. When the customer clicks the edit button, an edit booking model appears over the page. It pre-fills the existing booking detail, date, start time, duration, and court, so the customer can update any of them. Clicking Save Changes updates the booking immediately and shows a success alert. Clicking Cancel closes the model without any changes. When the customer clicks the delete button, a delete booking confirmation model appears. It shows the specific court and date being deleted and asks the customer to confirm. Clicking delete permanently removes the booking and refreshes the list. Clicking cancel closes the model safely. The last step is search booking. The customer selects a date using the date picker and clicks the search button. The system then filters and displays only the booking that fall on the chosen date. If no booking exists for that date, an empty state message is shown. That covers the full UI of the CourtBook Futsal booking system. The design is clean, consistent, and fully built-in to match the system identity. All 5 booking operations, add, view, edit, delete, and search, are accessible from a single page with clear feedback at every step. Thank you.
And right now, I would like to present the UI design for the managed payment. First of all, first thing the customer scene at the top of the page is a booking summary. This shows the booking ID, selected code, date and time, duration, and the total amount to be paid. The booking status is clearly made as a pending payment, so the customer knows this booking is a waiting payment. Second, below the summary, the customer selected a payment method, either credit card or debit card. After that, the customer fill the card detail, name of the card, number card, expiry date, and CVV. So, at the bottom, there are security note informing the customer that card details are not stored or already stored in the system. Last but not least, once all details are correct, the customer click the Pay RM button to confirm. There is also cancel payment button for the alternative flow A2 if the customer decides not to proceed. Second UI is a payment confirmation. After the payment gateway return a successful authorization response, the customer sees the clear success message, payment successful, where the system sends a confirmation for the customer. Below the success message is a full payment receipt. It shows receipt number, booking ID, customer name, code, date, time, duration, payment method, and the last 4 digits of the card used, transaction date, and the booking status, which has now changed from the pending payment to paid. After the bottom of the receipt, the total amount paid is highlighted, and the footer note confirm that record has been saved to the default payment file, which is the database. Last UI is when transaction fail. This occurs when the payment gateway or bank declines the transaction due to reason outside the customer control. The customer is shown a clear failure screen with the red cross icon and the message payment transaction failed. The transaction was declined and no charge have been made. This booking status remains pending payment. At the bottom of the UI there are 2 action buttons, retry a payment, which bring the customer back to page 1 to try again, and back to my booking if the customer choose not to retry immediately. Both options are aligned with the exception flow in our case.
Okay, so moving on to the front end, I have designed a 2 main user interface. So for this modules to make the owner experience seamless possible. So the first screen is the generate money report form. We will keep the design highly intuitive and so clean. Then the owner will simply select the desired month and also year. For the drop down the menus and click the primary blue generate report button. So this is the exact screen that trigger the sequence diagram process we just discussed. Okay, then this second screen is the formatted money booking reports. Once the system process the request, the owner is brought to this dashboard. At the top, we highlight the We highlight the most critical business metrics at the glance, which is total bookings and also the total revenue. Below that is a clean, organized table detailing every booking ID, card, duration, status, and also the amount. Finally, at the bottom, the owner will have an easy navigation buttons to either return to the dashboard or to save and download as a PDF for their personal business record. That's all from me. Thank you.